late and wonderful, brilliant monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, and I know I'm a little bit unbiased when I say that, but when you think about it, 70 years on the throne and never really put a foot wrong, you know. She was very clever in how she executed the job. A little bit, of course, like Queen Victoria, but in many respects, Queen Victoria kept out of the limelight for so many years, so really a lot of people wouldn't have known what she thought. As we know, Queen Elizabeth really embraced the digital age towards the end of her life, taking part in Zooms with her daughter, the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, and tried to keep abreast of things, but really still kept her personal feelings down to one thing. And you never really knew her political leanings, or indeed the things that perhaps some people said she should have tackled, but didn't. Was that the success of her long reign? It's interesting to note, though, that now, of course, our future king, hopefully many, many years, of course, none other than His Royal Highness, the Prince William, Prince of Wales, well, he seemingly is sort of, shall we say, shaking a few feathers. But is he right to do this? As ever, let me explain. Morning, nice to see you. Thank you so much for your time today on this blisteringly beautiful, yes, sunny day here in the gorgeous Hyde Park in the very heart of London. You know, when you think about it, it's difficult, isn't it? Because now we're in the 21st century and what worked so many years ago doesn't necessarily work now. And that is the fine line that the Prince and Princess of Wales, Catherine, will have to tread further down the future. As you get older as a monarch, people are a little bit less sort of, how should we put it, you know, they don't blame you as much. You can get away with a little bit more. The things, for instance, that Prince Charles said as Prince Charles about architecture, carbuncles, talking to plants, climate change, that was, well, not exactly welcome when he was in his 40s, but now he's in his 70s, people are a little bit less, oh well, we kind of know him. Now here's where it gets really tricky with Prince William. He's just finished the production on a brand new TV show for the commercial channel ITV, titled tentatively Homeward Bound. And it's all about his plight to end homelessness. Now this is something that Prince William is very, very passionate about. And recently in a speech regarding his charitable foundations, he said that he would like to see an end to this within 5 years and planned to do so. A big ask, a big task. But of course this documentary is going to show exactly how he's going to go down that route. But already there are political bombshells leaning, simply because over here in the very heart of London, under the mayoral campaign, or whatever you want to call it, of Sadiq Khan, homelessness has shot up. I mean, literally beyond belief. Now, here's where it gets even more tricky, because obviously whoever he interviews, whatever they say, it can look like he's got a political leaning attached to that. Now, I'm not suggesting he shouldn't, you know, push forward or anything like that, but the bigger problem is, what do you do in a situation like that? I also might suggest, of course, it's a noble idea for him to take to the airwaves, show exactly what he's doing, to try and, of course, carry the work forward that was shown to him by his late mother, Princess Diana, the Princess of Wales, who famously, of course, took both William and Harry out to homeless shelters to feed the homeless late at night without the media, to try and give them a real sense of what life was about. As I say, it's not knocking him or any shape or form, but it's very difficult because already the knives are out politically. And whichever way this particular documentary goes, some might suggest it might not go in the way that perhaps our late and wonderful monarch Queen Elizabeth would have dealt with the situation. Perhaps quietly, behind the scenes, but doing her very best to help. William wants to be front and centre, proving that if, of course, our politicians are letting these people down, like army veterans, people like that, then he plans to do something. Now, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea, or should he remove himself and become apolitical? Don't get too involved. As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story. Neil Sean, Hyde Park, London.